The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Quick throw there is incomplete. When you look at this defense, they enter play one from the bottom, number 31 in the league, Charles, against the run.
And that's been an Achilles heel for them all season long, being able to play against the run, being able to slow teams down. But it's not just that. When you give up big chunks of yardage in the running game, it also opens up the passing options for the team you're playing as well. So typically, when you don't play the run well, you're getting hit in all phases.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. Richardson sliding out of the pocket. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll... Midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage. I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Richardson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Forced out to his left. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
Brandon, after last week, we went over 200 yards. Looks like the hot tub, cold tub, whatever he did, it worked pretty well.
Much chatter about that performance. Rightfully so. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Here's 2nd and 3. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Richardson looking to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. He'll wind up losing 10 there, a full 10 yards, so that one hurts. And it brings up 3rd and goal.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
So from outside the red zone now after the sack, a long 3rd and goal. Now Richardson back to throw it. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that'll make it 3-0 here in the 1st. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 5 catches, 53 yards.
You think the head coach and the offensive coordinator are able to pull the earplugs out now? Because all week, all they heard was, you know, Coach, they can't guard the pass at all. I mean, they're next to last in the league. Let's throw it on every down.
Yeah, last week we saw the numbers. This week going against second to last in the pass defense area. Good for him.
Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff running through the middle.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down. When you look at this defense,
they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Cardinal passing game dialed in now. 1st down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Hayden. And a quick throw here. That's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And now it's 3rd and 3.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup there. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things off.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
as Smith in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
2nd and 10. Now it's Richardson.
His throw incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense, and that fell harmlessly to the ground. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
Being chased out left. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Pulled in at the 24. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Pressure comes and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And he fields it cleanly. Call that a 48-yard punt and made even better by a loss on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Blues offense and their running back getting set to go once more. Now Richardson. As we transition into the second half of the season, you can see he's the NFL's leader in rushing touchdowns.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
44 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. Richardson looking to throw this.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. Where we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Here's Richardson to throw.
And he is caught. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Richardson working from the gun.
And he fires one incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
Richardson now on 3rd and goal.
Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. And his kick is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Blues offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's made his presence felt in the passing game throughout the season. You look at the NFL's leader in receiving yards by a running back. His name right there at the top.
Looking here for Smith downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's already closing in on 100 yards for the game. Here is 3rd and 5.
Back to throw. Richardson. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Under pressure, and down he goes. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Hayden. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
8-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taken in at the 22. 51 yards on the punt there. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
A final shot before the half. Richardson.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So if you like field goals, this is your games.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Richardson out of the shotgun.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. There he goes, right side.
Down to the 10.
And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Now the extra point. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And the Buenos Aires offense back out now.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Second down and 3.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of. And enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
To throw on second and 10.
Richardson.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Back to throw. Richardson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Rolling to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go.
Operating from the gun. Richardson. Flushed out right.
An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
He finds his man, complete. It's Pearson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain there of 21 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there. His sixth touchdown of the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Buenos Aires about set for another try on offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he's going to go down again. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
Down to the 42, 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Cardinal football. They're also out in front of the scoreboard as we get set for the 4th.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on 3rd down. Hayden.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
They go play action here on first down. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there. 34 yards.
And the Cardinals are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the Buenos Aires offense back out now. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A big play there. 75 yards.
And the Blues are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for two. It's complete, and he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for two does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
So here are the Cardinals to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak and right now looking good in this one as well. Off play action. Hayden. He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
43 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Looking to throw. Hayden. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Rose.
And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Off the play fake. Hayden. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A great play there. 30 yards.
And the Cardinals have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Buenos Aires offense back out now. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Looking here for Smith downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
The offense on third down, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. They'll look to throw again. Airing it out deep for Smith. And he's got it inside the 10. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Blues have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it at practices. Extra periods being put in for the offense on these 2-point tries, but the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on 2-point plays as well.
Throwing to start the drive. Hayden, he completes it to Nelson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Back to throw. Hayden. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 28-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Blues offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. This is 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. McBride, he's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
4th down. 10 yards to go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this one is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. The Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. Game in hand, the offense takes the knee.
Second and 11.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they will take a knee here. And now out is the Cardinal field goal team here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this one is right through. But now there is a... marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.